No. All right, so Banks has his shirt off. I won't say what I have off, but I'm hoping that I'm hoping that Haven's going to give us a pretty good game like we've already seen. Look, we're guaranteed at least one more map at this stage. Again, if you don't know the format here of Home Ground by Red Bull in partnership with AOC, it is, of course, a best-of-5 series. Every game from the very get-go. However, each team picks their first map. Instead of map pick, it's called their home ground, and that's because if one team wins both home grounds, aka wins 2-0, they win the series. Otherwise, it's just a BO5, a best of 5. I mixed the two of them together in my head and got Beso 5. I don't know what I was even doing.
Beso something.
Beso something. Well, let's see who's the Beso team on this map, and I think between these two, we've got a pretty tough game. Sky coming out on Liquid, as was being talked about on the analyst desk, that there's potential for her to see an appearance here, and indeed, we're going to see it.
Well, Mitch, we're into the best of 5, so you know what time that means? We get ready. We get cooking.
Oh, there we go.
We bring ourselves in. The sugar-free Red Bull has been popped. I want to be at ultimate performance for an ultimate game between two of the best teams in Europe, and they are giving it some welly on the SUMN side early on, but they're going into a 3-man stack. Doma boasts himself up high. He slaps them down, but his teammates are falling around him. Eccles toying with the sides of the smoke. Doma on the hunt for him. He'd already done a lot of damage, but those flashes come through in the nick of time. It's Boaster and Doma to finish this off, but Link on the Sage, coming round with a flank, trying to see if he can get something done here. They may expect it. Oh, Doma instantly loses his head. They're fighting off on it. Boaster needs to be careful. The heal's coming in for Link. The battle Sage is ready. The spike, oh no, it's so far away. This is problematic, and Boaster doesn't have much to work with. With that wall going down, maybe he picks up another classic and tries to break it, or he just knives it down.
So the thing about this wall is it actually stops you from worrying about a flank. It means you can exclusively worry about a flanker. As you can see, movement back towards middle. Link is clearing this out. Now he knows, okay, there's no way Boaster is anywhere else. He should be long, but the wall is still up, and you can see that on the mini-map. So Link needs to be very careful. He should be aware of that, but he comes through, tries to get the flank on, but now, how do you get into that spike? That wall is still up. You've got to wait for it to break or help it along the way, but it's going to take quite a while, and I don't know that he even has the time. He's going to be worried about being pushed in the back. 7 seconds as he pushes forward and goes for this plant, but he has to stick it. Then, oh, maybe he'll go for the fight, but no, he gets it all the way down just in time. 0.08 of a second, I read it as, left, and he sneaks his way over into Garage. Link has no idea. Boaster caught off by the right clicks. A headshot for Link and a round win. What a way to start off Haven.
Mitch, I didn't even get to say, because you took so much time at the beginning before we got into the first round, that what do we love to see? Link on his Sage. When Liquid do the special B push, they wall off left side and run on in. But my oh my, Link just pulled it off from the beginning on his own special way and gave us a C-long wall to cause Boaster a world of... I'm just impressed, though, that Boaster even got the spike down, to be fair.
Versus this composition that SUMN FC have, I think going in for the what used to be the Liquid special, right? That, as you're talking about, rushing B, left side wall, push in, smoke right, is very dangerous. You're now dealing with grenades. You're dealing with Killjoy utility, which is all over B, as you can see. You're dealing with a Sova, who at this stage of the game can be bouncing in those shots. I'm looking at SUMN FC's composition, obviously, but when we go to the attacking side for Liquid, it's very, very dangerous. It's very tough to play against. So there's a lot that can go wrong. So I don't know if we'll even see that on the attack. Certainly not to the same level that we used to, but it has always and will always be the Liquid special whenever we see any team do it. But Link, he clutched out the previous round, got a chance for a big play indeed. A triple kill as he just shuts them down in the spray. I thought that was going to be one kill fall back kind of thing, but the timing on that was perfect.
Spectre at that range is something you don't want to have to deal with. Well, SUMN, they just met the full force of it. Good control as well. It can get a bit wild at times.
Yeah. I think he was even going to fall back potentially. You could see his crosshair kind of like flick left a little bit, and then he's like, oh wait, another guy's just ran in front of me. Oh, and another guy. It was only losing control of the spray that cost him it.
It's going to be a bonus round for Liquid though. Link's the one with the Phantom, but most players seem to have stuck with the Spectres. Straight away, flashing around the corner, seeing what they can find. And that's a great way to get the ult orb, actually. You flash round, you don't get the sound cue, you go, okay, I can take a bit of a risk here. Now straight away, Doma's coming with a Raze ult. They'll try and stop their show somewhere, but already the time is ticking away. He fires it off into the spawn, but no one's there, so it's a wasted opportunity, but it did force him back to allow him to take control of that C site. It's always nice if you can do both, get the information, force him out of the site, and get a kill, but sometimes it's just worth it to really give you the space you need. On top of that, they've got the heavier upgraded weapons, and SUMN are now back into their comfort spots of having the post-plant positions.
And Liquid going to struggle with this one. You know, the res that they've got up just can't be used at this point. They're going to be looking to move into the C site as a unit. Coming in through Garage, 3-player stun goes down. Nice kill for Doma, but that's all he gets. Trade back is immediate. Mo stands on the spot for a triple, holds his ground, and that is the end of the round. There's no way to get away with this one. And indeed, Solkis doesn't get away. Get away from the site because he is taken down immediately, putting SUMN FC up on their first round at a quick answer back after losing the pistol in such a close fashion. They're not letting the first buy round for them go the same way.
This is really nice though at the end. They're getting the 2 kills. They were softened up a little bit to help them out. But now with Liquid, you had the bonus round, which kind of saves you. Means you do have a pretty good buy in this one. Link only rocking the Frenzy though, but it's not going to be the end of the world. And they still have a revive in play. That's a key thing to look at when it comes to this. So even if it gets dicey, it's not the end of the world. Adoma's already looking to get himself charged up for another showstopper. Oh, good spam through. So Liquid expected that. They heard the sound cue. They're going to try and take advantage of it.
This is going to be one of those rounds for Team Liquid where they'll go for those earlier engagements, but if they're not offered up and they're not found, you turtle, you play passive. You've got a res right now, so you don't want to lose a player out in a position where they can't be picked back up in the late round. And so, you know, generally, that means you're not going to see players, for example, pushing down C long, even though there's been no presence here, getting aggressive on middle. What is interesting is how passive middle is. This Killjoy utility keeps a lot of information in their favor for Garage and mid, but it doesn't spot Mystic. He's crept past them. He's went up above in the smoke, made his way to the back of B site now. Of course, it's then tripped once that push comes through. But Doma, they expected him to be close. Do they expect these teams to have already pushed right up through Garage? Aftershock, in effect, Mo with the kill. And SUMN FC with a 2v4, a tough one, with Eccles still on the back of the site.
Oh, they're not going to check it. Easy first kill. He should expect another player there, though. Mo very low on health. Won't be able to do any damage from here. Very well held from Liquid. And a heavy focus so far from someone onto this C site. It seems like somewhere they want to try and exploit a weakness out of, but they've not really discovered it. They found their way in, but even that, struggling to get the plants down.
Well, that's true. I mean, in this previous round, though, they ran into a pretty odd setup. Think about how quickly they pushed into B there. For Jet to be where she was, I mean, Scream caught them off guard for sure. Then the fact that you have the alarm bot inside the garage, despite the utility of Killjoy being on B, and 2 players ready to react on the C side. So late in the round with no information, it's very unusual. That is a good setup by Liquid, really, to catch SUMN FC off guard. But you see now they start to change it up a bit. And again, especially after losing Sage, so that revive isn't necessarily a worry. That's where you start to make information plays. Having spotted so many players outside of A, Eccles pushes right down on C long, gets that position. Now they know that side of the map is secure. And with the Killjoy utility as it is, the only place that SUMN FC can move towards without being spotted out is the A site, which is why you still have the heavier stack of 2 players over there.
Now Liquid, they've got a lot to play with here. They should have a good idea of what's going on, considering the forward position they've taken. With Scream getting that big kill, expecting the Omen teleporting up high. He's ready and waiting for the next strike. He's also got backup from the Killjoy towards the back of the site. And Cryptix decides to strike right when the iron's hot, before someone can really get their ground on. Scream getting the extra information. The plant's going to be coming in now, but he's able to play straight off the back of it. Some are being picked apart one by one, but Moan and Shaq, they're looking to turn this around. This could be huge. Cryptix, he's still the one who's being the nuisance for him. He's been there all round long. If they can deal with him, they might have a chance. But they still have to be careful of Eccles as well. plant's going to come in because the time is real low. And all Liquid needs to do is play this together. But Mo has some razor sharp aim. But this time, he won't be able to pull off the shots.
Some razor arp shame after that one, that's for sure. You know, it's sad. If they had still had the 2v2 with the Hunter's Fury online, that could have been a round win. You back off towards middle, play the 1v2, and then Hunter's Fury to try and run down the clock a little bit more if it gets there. He also had one shock dart, I think, if my memory is serving me correctly, which can obviously further help. You pop in the shock dart, hit Hunter's Fury, you don't even need to fire it off, and they'll be running away. So it buys you even more time. A bit of a shame that it went the way it did, but certainly not for Liquid. That's for damn sure. I've seen this teddy bear before. You won't catch me off guard with that one. He's definitely had too many orange juices. He could be falling out that window. That's careless. It's dangerous. Don't do it at home. Don't. Whatever you see teddy bears do in Valorant, don't try to do it at home. It's like the WWE. For Team Liquid, though, they're up against a weak buy, pistols galore, and they also have every ult, with the exception of Skies, which was burned up in the last round. So you're going to be pretty confident in winning this one out without even deploying ultimates, I would imagine. But if it gets a little dicey, I like the attempt by Cryptix there. Get up close to Doma so that he's scared to hit himself with it, but he wasn't. He was not deterred.
So this is going to be difficult either way for SUMN. They're already on the back foot, but they didn't have much invested. At least getting a plant down again is going to be helpful. And Scream in with the straight kills. Headshots galore. And like we heard from the desk, right, this is much better to see Scream back on the jet, but also with his guns in hand, not an operator. We do not like the operator Scream. He's just too good to be on it.
Oh, you're saying operator players are noobs? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, Scream makes a rifle look like an operator. He doesn't need to have the scope.
I don't know about this one. Mixwell's going to be having words with you after this. Not going to be too happy. But yeah, if you're Liquid right now, you'll definitely be happy. But with all those ultimates, as I said, they didn't have to expend any in the previous round. Lynx had his ult for about 7 rounds at this point. I imagine that's going to be used up. They're going to go after the ult orb. I think they hear a little bit of utility coming over, so they're somewhat cautious of actually committing towards the orb. Screen takes the kill to Doma. This should deter further aggression, really. But you can see Boaster is waiting around. He's hoping that an opportunity is given, breaking the wall to try and bait this player out into peeking. And Link, well, he might just go for it. He's starting to get itchy feet and starting to move around, do the dance. But he's not yet going for the frag. Eccles tucked in the left side is Paranoia and burns it up very early on to allow Scream to swing on in and take down Mystic. Lovely stuff. And the spike now dropped.
A good flash and Scream. He is feeling it. We used to love his Reyna when it came to playing Haven. But I just think it's this map he feels comfortable with. The way he's taking these fights. His fast attacking ways, the spray downs and ultimate headshots all coming through. And Boaster, well, he's tried to get a flank on go, but his teammates couldn't stick around long enough. And Soulcast, he's well aware that this could be going on. 6-1 scoreline, Mitch, and I'm starting to get a bit nervous for SUMN here.
Yeah, no, I think the sweats are certainly starting to kick in. Probably not just for us, but for SUMN as well. In this position, it's looking a little bit grim. But they come into this round, again, ultis stacked up. But Liquid haven't been committing anything. They've been tucking them clean as can be, waiting for pushes, and it's been off base utility that they're winning a lot of these fights. Eccles, for example, in the previous round, the paranoia that he threw through, allowing Scream to take the fight on top mid. SUMN, oh, look how many players are here. They smoke off Scream. He's getting out of there. And the important thing here is he conceals, or rather, he saves, conserves is the word I was going for, his dash. He doesn't use it up on the way out. He was waiting until he got tagged, and this means that he can allow himself to continue taking aggressive peeks and doing all this damage. That's, oh, it's not even covered either of the players. Utility comes out, Scream bails, player on site dies, sure, but the damage done. This is a fairly good trade-off for Team Liquid with the ults they still have to work with, especially with lockdown and garage control.
That is the best of a bad situation for Liquid, right? SUMN commit the ult, they push on in. Scream had already tagged a few of them up through smoke, but then was out of position. He manages to miss the ult and still get a kill, and now he's still alive to push back into this. The rest of his team are around him, and they can push off the back of this. They're going to have some extra information, and Scream picks up another kill. He's online, he's activated, and he is shutting SUMN down. Mystic is going to try and escape, as the attacker Killjoy has come in at the same time. It's a double Killjoy to try and play off the back of this. Link expects this, he's ready and waiting. He wants Mystic to push on forward. Oh, nicely done by Mystic.
He faked the
Perfect
TP, but they knew what was happening, and yet they still fell for it. They still lost the fight. Mo, he's in trouble. At this point, he's blinded up. He can't do a damn thing, but there's no time. There's no time left. Mo's just swinging, and it's gone. It's done.
Should have stayed on him.
Oh, man. Especially after they didn't get tagged up by the second one. They could have just tanked it. I guess maybe he was low. I didn't actually fully check that, but I got to say, man, you think 2020 was bad? That's double lockdown. I mean, it's even worse. What fresh hell is this? But yeah, one of the things there for Mystic that really confused me, so he used the teleport. I've seen the teleport used and then you cancel it to avoid the lockdown, but obviously he was afraid the players would push up, so he tries the early flank to actually stop them coming out after the lockdown or as soon as it ended, which ended up actually costing them a little bit more time, which ended up costing them the round, right? Not only that, but he did a shadow step. There's nowhere else he could have gone. He was still only going to peek that corner, right? And yet he still wins the duel. Like, they were 100% aware that was about to happen. And he still wins. It's unbelievable.
Games of Link, and he was making Link second guess everything that was normal.
Wait, where did he shadow step to? Bang.
How did you go somewhere? Bang. Oh! He just sat there dazed and confused, like, this was like 900 IQ that didn't make sense.
If it works, man.
Echo's trying to get himself some extra information in this round, though. Doesn't go all the way through of it, but we'll have a scout around. The smoke's going to be placed down as well. For now, SUMN, and they're just checking their angles, checking their corners, clearing out all the positions. Oh, perfect timing on the flash. Soulcast won't get the information he needs off the back of it, though. It will push SUMN away. Careful now for Soulcast. They're definitely going to be sold that this is going to be hitting. More flashes coming out, and they are scared. Liquid, they can't get a full read on this. Scream. He manages to get a kill onto Boaster. Boaster had flashed him. And he was flashed out himself. Chat decides to push on through, and he'd already taken a lot of damage there. Time was not on their side, and they needed the site control. Doma trying to hold on and make it last. May have just bought enough time to get this spike plant in, but they hear it, they jump off it. Wow.
I do like that round from Soulcast. I really like the reaction to put the flash out. He was ready for it. As soon as the flash came through, he blinds up Boaster. Boaster screwed. He's out in the open, an island by himself. The impact of that is huge. If Boaster had found that opening kill, you would have ended up with a rotation towards A and a much weaker C side when they push through. I think the main problem that SUMN FC are having right now is dealing with that Killjoy utility, because a lot of their rounds seem to rely on fakes and baiting out over rotations, but that's not really possible when you play against a Killjoy who is solo locking down Garage and B, knowing that they've got control of that the whole time. Worst case scenario is they rotate one more player off C, but still have Eccles in the back sight, and Scream, such a nasty start to the round. I saw him creep into Garage in the early, on the mini-map at the very start, but that's just disgusting. To grab the kill, to dash out, reposition, and he's even going to look for a little bit more, but that nade, it deters it.
Cover going out the bay for now. Well, they still push up into him, and you don't want to challenge Scream when he's in form like this. Liquid are just winning out all the crazy duels. And Chak, well, he's laughing. Probably nervously laughing at this stage, as they're facing an 8-2 scoreline.
One enemy remaining.
And it's just not looking good for him over and over again. Scream still hanging about. And of course it has to be a headshot. I tweeted out about the headshot percentage coming out of Jaddy. I'm wondering what Scream's is going to be at the end of this game.
You know, in most tournaments that we've seen, Scream has had the highest headshot percentage by a substantial amount. And the other thing you have to consider is that he's playing with the Phantom a lot of the time. Yep. So his headshots aren't even instant kills, which obviously means that the majority of the time a kill for Scream, if he hits a headshot and it's outside of 50 meters, is going to be headshot body shot, which even further reduces his headshot rating. So he's insane, basically. But then some players are going to call him a noob and say he's got no brain and then not make it through the quarterfinals, which is quite hilarious.
Oh, shout out
fired, AKM.
Mitch. Shots fired. Obviously, the rumored Monkey Business roster to be going to OG Esports. But the rumors are to be true. What is to be true in this round, though, that Scream's actually having to battle back this time as his teammates are falling around him. 4 still left up in it for SUMN, and they look to try and change the pace and move on over to A. Mystic has snuck on back into the A site, and he'll have the information for his team to play off of. Instantly deals away with the turret, and now SUMN are going to be in a good spot because Liquid are going to have to retake this. Oh, they're so cautious, though. They're so nervous about what could be happening next.
Here's a
The
problem.
flank's coming on. It's Solcast straight away delivering it. And the Killjoy being planted in. Boaster trying to flash his way to success. Looks to poke on both, but of course it's Scream to get the refrag. They were both there waiting, ready for it. The damage coming in. Mystic wanted to end the Killjoy ultimate, but it wasn't going to be possible for him.
One player detained and killed immediately, so Chak is the last one alive, but I think they actually got duped out by that. They thought that that was Chak detained and were looking for him to kill him, but then realized, no, that was the guy that they just killed. That could have cost them on time. That really looked like they were being duped by their own ulti. But either way, Liquid coming out on top
Last round
and swinging. You think about how the first map went down. SUMN FC were looking like they were going to make me early to dinner. But now, I'm going to have to eat later on, because this is not only looking like, obviously we're going to end up with 4 maps minimum, but for SUMN FC, the 5th is going to be tough to reach. Liquid on 9 rounds, pushing for double digits to close this out, still with a revive. I genuinely feel like Link has had that since the very beginning. I don't think he read.
Used it once, hasn't he? Once.
Oh, did he?
Surely.
Okay.
Surely.
I don't remember it, but maybe it happened amidst the sheer chaos that was going down. A technical pause comes into effect. You know what? That gives me time. I'm going to check the VOD. I'm going to see if he did use it. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Then we're going to Split next, mate. Split is the next map as well. And they're both okay on Split, right? They can both give it their all. But I'd certainly feel more comfortable with Liquid Split at this point. Well, this round's going to get started anyway. And that's a strong spec to kill. Solcast overrun completely. Full force coming in. Echo's on the site. He's smoked out. Does avoid being tagged up for now. Trying to play off the side of the smoke. And he was tagged up but not fragged up. He even gets away with a kill before going down.
Spike planted.
Link may be able to use the revive finally in this one as Mitch is desperately trying to find out if he used it yet.
I don't think he did. I just looked through really quick. I don't think he did at all. But the problem is, look at the position of these bodies. They have to drop down the side and go for a res in the open or take long control where there's 2 players tucked in. That res is probably just going to be used as a bait if it gets used at all. And the problem as well is that Mystic is here. There's the paranoia going through. That's going to slow it down. The nade costs them even more time. Liquid really being pushed out of this when they have to use Jet to get in there, but Mystic shuts him down. Now an ult from Doma to close it out. Cryptix has gone really well handled by SUMN FC. And I believe the first time I've ever seen a Sage get her ult up in round 2 or 3 and not use it for the whole game. But it worked out with Team Liquid coming out on 9.
Yeah, 9-3 scoreline. Really solid here from Liquid. Now they've got their attack inside to try and make this work. But you've got to say that the problem I saw with this, there wasn't many of these rounds where it was super close and someone were like, had a chance of winning it out. There wasn't so many of the clutch rounds in there. And that's a problem. There was some very decisive rounds. Always a couple of players left for Liquid. And when Scream's activated like this, there's just not much you can do.
There's always a lot that you have to think about when it comes into a tournament like this right before the season starts. And it's very similar to when you have like the opening games. I don't know if people watch the NFL, but there's preseason games, and usually you don't put out like your main QB, you put out your backups, right? Like your new players you picked up in the draft and all that sort of stuff, and give them a try. So you can kind of figure out the pecking order of stand-ins. Now, obviously, we don't have 10-man rosters. Well, outside of Southeast Asia, where myself and Banks have seen some pretty deep rosters in terms of players. But I think for these guys, you are going to be holding back a little bit. You'll be trying new comps because you don't want to give everything you've got away for VCT. At the same time, Team Liquid, they're looking hot. After that first map being absolutely crushed, I'd no doubt they wouldn't be, you know, counting themselves out of it mentally, but this is one tough one to take. Hold on, look at this. They abandoned breaking the wall in mid because Team Liquid, they're fast approaching the A site. They're already out. They're clearing it, and now they're looking for the spike plants just after the utility goes. Eccles going to plant over an Angel.
Spike planted.
But they've got an idea. They've heard it. 2 players underneath Heaven. This could be dangerous if they drop down. The flash is perfect and blinded up. Taken down. Almost poster. Hello, reload. Oh, I don't know how Eccles survived that long.
Eccles was dodging bullets for days. Now it's all on Soulcast. Oh, the smoke fading at the worst time for him. He was certainly going to struggle in that round either way, but that was a big pickup for SUMN. Getting the pistol, give him a chance to fight back into this, potentially guaranteeing him the next round unless we see a force-up from the Liquid camp, which we don't usually do from them. They're normally the ones to play it a bit safer.
Yeah, SUMN are going to be delighted with that, though, getting in so quickly on the defensive side, winning out the pistol. We saw the downfall of losing both only in the previous game, and so at least some vote of confidence towards them as they started out, but yet to chain 2 rounds together, if you can exclude the halftime break, which I generally would. They're independent events. Last round of the first and the first of the second, but as we come into this one, they're going to try to do exactly that, chain a second round onto the first, and it's easier to do here than it has been for them so far because the weapons they're up against do not quite match the merit and the power of their own. In fact, this is an eco from Team Liquid. We've seen more recently teams go for full buys when it comes into this second round. When I say full buys, you know, like stingers. But we've seen it, right? Those faster paced rounds. For Liquid, though, they don't want to do that. They're going to play the long game. And when you've got a 9-4 lead, that is not only an acceptable decision, I feel like it is just the decision to make.
Another dash in from Scream. Someone going to have to play around the edge of the smokes for now. Will they have any idea that Scream's got this far? If the rest of the team can stay alive and try and make something happen here, there is a chance for Scream to do some damage. But for now, he's cut out of this fight. The timing's not going to work out for him at all, and Mo, he's not risking it. He's still going to hold on to the A side. It's all a waiting game. Where have these final 2 players gone? First one spotted out, information had. Mo getting ready for it. Instantly in there. Nicely done. Well held, and a 5th round on the board for SUMN. But this round is the one that will tell us a lot of their chances going forward.
Taking a look at Liquid and where they're at, you know, coming into this round, they should be winning it. They should be taking it across the line. The question usually is how much damage can SUMN FC do? You've got 4 Spectres combined in with the Phantom. But then the other side of the coin is on the defensive side, it's sometimes easier to make it work. You're in a position where these players are pushing into you. You could force the fights to be close range. Mystic, though, he's pushing all the way up, and he gets shot right in the side of the head. A flash in the hands of Boaster, so he gets shut down. But Doma and Mo, they pull it all the way back. Doma with the double, Mo on the ult, and this is huge. SUMN FC, they take it from 0 to 100. They are listening to Hypoc in the halftime, or in the previous game, post-game segment. He was saying that they were playing too slow. But right there, that's the fastest I've ever seen SUMN move. And they're looking good to close this out. A 3rd kill for Doma as Eccles, having TP'd, ulted into Heaven, is in a 1v3. And the spike is on the other side of the map.
And Mo even best Eccles with the Spectre in hand. Oh, the beginning was so insane. All of it going down. Scream still able to spray 2 players down, but it's Doma and Mo who pick up all the pieces. Huge work from these 2. And right now, they are leading the charge, fragging out like crazy, trying to make sure they can match Scream, who individually is boasting everyone so far.
Here we go again. Another close game for us in SUMN FC. Well, they generally deliver. The question is, are Liquid going to be able to continue delivering the damage that they did over in the previous map and in the previous half? 9-6, but it was 9-3. And with SUMN clocking up rounds and winning out that previous... I mean, to be honest, Max, you said that was going to tell us, how much hope there was for SUMN. I was almost against that because I'm saying, oh, well, they don't have rifles in their hands yet. But winning it, that tells a story that's just clear and plain as day. SUMN FC are here to play. They're here to fight for their spot and take that second map to put them one away from victory. But they're still 3 behind, and with Team Liquid having weaker weapons, they're grouping up now after a grueling start where they were spread out looking for anybody offering up duels, but no one stepped forward. SUMN are playing passive. It could be their downfall on this site, though. James, there's only one player to defend it, and he's about to be overwhelmed by numbers.
Yeah, Mo needs to hold on to this. Starting off with the first one, the big pickup. The Tiger starts to run and jump at him. He's still dealing with it well, but Eccles will eventually be able to get the kill. Jack went down as well, which is less than what they needed here. There was a good chance for Liquid in this round. They've grabbed some weapons, they've grabbed some chances, and they've given Scream a phantom to play with.
There's
2
a flank.
versus 3.
It's got to be it. It's got to be it for Boaster, really. He's got the fault line, he's got double flashes, and one player up in Heaven who was thinking about backing out, but Mystic stuck around. He's going to take this Heaven fight alongside his teammate Paranoia for default, but a slow push from Boaster. He doesn't want to give away that he's here. The time is so slow. They're starting to wrap into Heaven themselves. Flash for lower, get the kill, but now they've got to worry. Hold on, they can actually stick this if Boaster gets the cover out there. He's got to worry about the Heaven player. Shuts down Solkus. They try to peek on through. There's no time. Mystic got baited, completely baited into coming off the spike. Oh, that's devastating. If he had have stuck it, he would have gotten it, but he thought he was about to be hard peaked.
Oh, that was just unfortunate. SUMN did everything so well. The coordination then for Boaster trying to bring through the flank. It looked like it was going to work out, especially when he killed the guy up in Heaven. Oh, that one's going to sting. And that one's going to bring Liquid. That's one step closer to grabbing this map. SUMN's defense is no joke so far. We're going to see Doma on the operator to play into. He's taking a very aggressive position here. We'll also give the information that A-Long is going to be clear for now.
It's huge for Liquid if they can win this round, if they can just shut down SUMN FC, but it'll be a tough one. They'll look in towards the garage, and you thought that garage control was good from Liquid. Well, SUMN, they've got all the utility posted up in here from Killjoy. They're ready to go for the Nano Swarm alongside the Alarm Bot. It could be dangerous if you dash into that as a jet, which is how typically you'll see Liquid entering into that kind of an angle. But this time around, it's just Cryptix poking his head in, seeing there's no one here alongside Solkus. They don't destroy the Alarm Bot, but it doesn't hit anyone. Meaning that the Nano Swarm only serves to stop them pushing for a few seconds. Now, with 45 on the clock, Team Liquid, they set their sights on B, but there is a 2-man hold here. Still a Nano Swarm on site, but Jack would have to survive to use that. He activates it now, swings on the flash. Great stuff, great work, but there's still 3 players left to deal with, and Solkus is quick to trade. Mystic through the smoke on the back of Boaster's flash and wall bang. It's a 1v3, 22 seconds on the clock. Eccles has to get that spike planted, but he looks to tap it, fake it, and get these players into the open. But by now, they've pushed all the way up and gotten the side angle. Boaster closes that out. 7 on the board for SUMN FC. They're not giving up just yet.
A really good round there for SUMN. So close where that could have been going Liquid's way as they pushed on in. But Chat getting that kill onto Scream, that was the big money shot. Even with Soulcast forcing it from here, it was the timing. You just look at the way Mystic positions himself to push through the smoke, to play off of what he's hearing as what his teammates are calling, catching Liquid when they're facing the other way. Now Liquid are going to be on a rough buy for sure. Sheriff's a Marshall in play. A less than ideal buy to play off with. And this is where SUMN, they need to make the strength plays now. Push back up into it. Doma's still going to be sticking with that operator. And realistically, like Mo and Doma, they have been so solid.
I'm honestly surprised ever since we've seen that Jet nerf that we've seen so many players actually stray away from her. Because look, it was definitely a nerf, but she's still perfectly viable on that operator, especially on maps like Split. But we've seen a serious decline. But Doma showing us that with the op, it can still work. Although just now he swapped it over into the hands of Mo, their Sova, who's going to look to try and find some openings with it in towards Garage. But Shaq, that alarm bot was heard. They know that he's up close, but Doma, he's clearing out long. That boom bot bounces back and clears out the close corner, so they know no one's there. The alarm bot activates and shows Shaq that he's got some challengers, I should say, about to approach him. He backs off because his utility's on site, right? So why bother pushing all the way up and potentially giving them a weapon? And it's a good thing too, because Solkus was clearing it out. I don't know if you noticed 2 rounds ago when Solkus used that wolf, it dove and it hit, I think it was Mo on the back of A site from like a mile away. I didn't realize how big the range was on that because he didn't even shoot it.
Far.
But he thought it's too far away when it was jumped, so he didn't shoot it, and then it still hit him and ended up getting him killed.
The stun radius of Sky, some people are still learning. A good ultimate coming through from Boaster. Plant's going to be denied. Shadows. And Liquid again. They're going to struggle to try and make something happen here. There wasn't enough defense in the side to stop that coming through. Mo ready and waiting for this one. An easy pickup with the operator. And this is SUMN starting to find their form on the defense. Okay, there's lesser weaponries here on Liquid, but they've just held this well. They've played it smart. And again, it was that Liquid special where they blew off the left side of B. Doma's been on the flank, and he's going to give it a hard time for everyone else in there. Soulcast was locked down, and not by a Killjoy, but by all of the members of SUMN FC.
All of them barreling on through. You know, I said starting out this half that SUMN hadn't managed to connect a single, well, rather 2 rounds in a row. And now they've managed to find themselves that goal for the 2nd time. Almost closing in the distance on Liquid, who now have a still pretty strong ult economy. The problem is getting into the site to get the spike planted so that they can use the likes of the lockdown. Even taking over garage control where lockdown can be quite useful seems next to impossible, considering where these players have been. SUMN FC, they're mixing it up. They're changing things this time, seeing that there's been a weakness in mid and pushing all the way down. They know, I think they know that there's an alarm bot up close. Yeah, Mystic's hearing it, so they know that utility's in place. Instead, they're going to take quite a passive approach, sitting inside the window, hoping that someone from Liquid pushes on through, and they might just be about to give away that opportunity. Cryptix looked like he was on his way, but he's decided to back off and move with his team towards the A site. Question is, does Eccles do the same? He's now rotating. Oh, the alarm bot activated. Okay, so it's given away. Their hand revealed. Boaster on his way back has been spotted, tagged up. And now will fall all the way back. But do they leave? Yeah, they're going to leave a lurker, Mystic, down towards the bottom of window, who might just try to flank them out in a little bit. The Killjoy ultimate not even blocking it off fully. Mo's got an angle here. They better be ready for this as they push around. And there we go. The smoke down to block him out. They can fully push the site.
Mo staying alive is key, though. This can give him the chance. Shock darts come through. Double shock darts, but the heal there from Soulcast, giving them double heals on here for the Sage. It's a 5v5 retake. Screams the man with a forward position.
I've got your trail.
Paranoia is going to blind him off for now. He's trying to deal with all of this, and he's open realm. There's so many players stacked up around him. Liquid are having to fall back out of the site. Doma drops the ult and manages to get the kill on the Cryptix. He's not done yet. He slaps Soulcast down, and Eccles all alone has no chance in stopping this.
Did they even swap over to give the defuse to another player? They knew they were so secure in Eccles' ultimate, and when they cancelled it, that they could actually go, you know what, you take the ult point.
Who wants this? Who needs to be closer?
They're treating it like the rounds on, like they've killed everyone. Like, anyone need an ult orb? But yeah, Eccles ulting in relied on his teammates surviving, and the idea there was for a coordinated strike. I mean, it can look a bit silly in the last 2 or 3 seconds, but you have to remember Doma found a double kill just as Eccles was starting that ultimate, so the timing really is what makes him look a bit silly in that one. It was a good play to distract them, but it did not work out. That's for damn sure. 10-9. seeing an op fight on C long, but an unsuccessful shot as Scream pops the ultimate to try and bridge the gap. He doesn't have a great, or his teammates rather, don't have great weaponry playing here with pistols, so he's going to be the one to try and make things work. Now, they know dashing in towards Garage isn't necessarily going to be successful for them with all the Killjoy utility being where it was, but instead they're going to look for a counter Liquid. It used to be wall to the left side, now it's wall to right. But they're slowed down by the Killjoy utility that's being put into place. Scream getting a nice angle above that wall, but still trying to find a victim. They're playing passive and just denying the spike plant off of utility. Scream has a potential victim to his right. Boaster still in the position, but he's spotted him. He's seen him. Scream looking for the headshot, but he didn't hit the one tap this time.
Spike has been put down, though. This is where Liquid now need to make the magic happen. All the weapons are there in favor of SUMN FC. Mystic, he tries to get rid of it, but it's not going to work out. Liquid are buying as much time as possible, but Doma's going to land the key shots. All of SUMN are there, and they've got the superior weaponry to deal with all the players left on Liquid.
Remaining.
2 more left to find, and Scream's knives find him no success. 1 kill going the way for Cryptic, but that is all he's going to get as SUMN secure the temp, and they are destroying Liquid back on this defensive side. They are not letting off the gas, and they are showing them why they want to pick up this map.
You know, this is the best time to hit an equal scoreline of 10-10 because both teams are about to have that full buy come up. Liquid in with a tactical pause and possibly being called so that they can decide whether they want an operator or not. Sulcas could take one if he wanted to, but I imagine the discussion is more so centered around how they're going to play this. On the attacking side, I don't expect Sulcas to take that up or even drop it over to one of his teammates. You never know, but they could see it as a counter to what Doma has to work with at the moment. What I'm impressed with here for SUMN FC, though, is the varied aggression, something that we've mentioned since the very beginning of Valorant as one of the most valuable tools in your toolkit. Being able to push down multiple different positions of the map and never really make your opponents comfortable that they have map control unless they're physically looking at it. An example of that is when they push down middle or take the C long control. Just because, you know, they weren't there 10 seconds ago, if you've stopped looking, they could now be there. And constantly worrying about flanks and having to dedicate some of your resources towards protecting those parts of the map just makes it so much harder to have an efficient attack side.
Or you got to remember, SUMN picked into Haven as the 3rd map, Liquid picked Split, and then we have Ascent as a decider here for the best of 5 semi-finals game. When we came into this, we knew Haven used to be a nice stomping ground for Liquid. Usually where we saw Scream on the Reyna, that's where he would take a lot of control. He's playing towards A back then. Now we've got him on a Jet, and he's been looking good. He's been great in this game. He loves a bit of Haven. But there's just more on the board in terms of teamwork and ability right now for SUMN. And this is exactly why they've gone forward once again, but maybe they've gone too far. Over-aggression could be coming into a factor. And Link, he uses the revive. He brings Cryptics back to life and puts the numbers well in Liquid's favor. 4-2. And Mo's going to have to come up huge. They may not even expect another player still to be chilling at long. And he's got an operator in his hand. All he needs is 1 shot, 1 kill, but he misses the first. Mo now has to reposition, expects the rush to come on through, and he's going to play it straight towards the smoke. Oh, no! Oh my god, how did Mo even get that shot? Scream will do away with him. But that was crazy.
It made sense for Scream to bunny hop through as well. You know you're up against an op, so you try to make it as hard as possible for him to hit the first man through. But at that point, Mo thought he'd gone undetected, but little did he know they were going to check it. Anyways, nice angle by Jack, but Scream, he's got the brain and the aim. I don't know who would say it otherwise, as he's able to check that angle, predict them to be there, and that's exactly why he is here in the semifinals, fighting for a spot in the grand finals.
You're never going to let AKM live that down, are you?
No, man. I mean, you call Scream a noob, and then you lose your match, what, 13-6, 13-5? Go back to Overwatch.
You got to remember, right, he comes from Overwatch, he's thinking,
exactly.
Oh, we have more to do than these CS players. Little does he know that it takes a hell of a lot of big brain to come from these CS players. And Scream now even does it in another game, and look, he's about to potentially hit a 30 ball if this game continues.
Yeah, I'm all for trash talk, but, I mean, come on. Scream? Gonna go after him? You better put up some numbers if you're going to do that.
You went to the biggest target to try and get some social media traction, really, didn't you? You were like, you know, I'll try against him, I'll see. And then you realize, this is a bad idea.
Oh, look at this. Scream, again, showing off that big brain. Haters gonna hate. Scream makes it into the corner, right past the Killjoy utility, and he's wasted it off straight at the start of the round. That's super valuable to have that kind of utility and kind of map control just taken out of the hands of your opponents. They now don't know. You know, are there 5 players there? Is there one? Is there anyone? I don't know. They have no garage control, and that is a big problem for any team as a C hit's about to come in.
The C hit could be deadly though, as Mystic stuck towards the back of the site. He's going to be flashed out, but still gets the kill. Oh, and he's locking them down. Headshot delivered. Mystic is looking to stand strong and stand long. Chak is there with him all the way. And it's an easy finish off. Chak, he hits those money shots all day long. And it's 11-11, Mitch. This game is going the full distance, potentially overtime, and we deserve it when it's a game like this.
We absolutely do. This is only the 3rd map, and normally in a BO3, this would be where things are decided, but it's best of 5, baby. The home ground rule says it's 2-0 or it's a BO5. We've had the home grounds go to the respective teams, and now a struggle for the 3rd map. 2 rounds in a row need to be won by either team. Liquid going to attempt to do it here and now, but it's going to be anything but easy. Both teams having themselves the full buys, but it's someone that come ahead when it comes down to economy. And look at the position of Killjoy, typically being playing over towards Garage, but Boaster is here now instead. Why, you might wonder? Well, it's because Lockdown is online, so they want to be able to, if there's an A hit coming through, to let those players onto the site, which will then be spotted by the Killjoy utility that's in play, the turret where it is. You'd love to have an alarm bot to cover short as well, but you need to cover mid for your team too. And then you can pop the lockdown, basically completely stopping them. The normal thing that you would use to counter the lockdown is a Sova ultimate, but Liquid don't have a Sova, so it's not too viable. They do have their own lockdown though now after picking up that ult orb, so perhaps a little bit of a counter. We'll see how things go. This is going to be an interesting round and a defining one for this map and this series.
Scream is toying with the idea of pushing into the A site. Little does he know, no one is there. They're going to be playing the retake on the SUMN side. Smoke goes on up and he perfectly executes it up high. Turret's going to be easily dealt with, but he does take a bit of damage.
30 seconds left.
And now Chak is going to wait for his teammates to join him into the mix. They're not going to be able to stop the plant, but they may be able to use the lockdown in order to force Liquid into an uncomfortable position. This should be the time to pop it. And I guess Chak's just waiting for the score, waiting for them to say, okay, now is the time to strike. Right in the corner, it is what's expected. And now he's just got to bide his time a little bit longer. The attacker Killjoy comes out as well. Is there a gap in it that they can play around with? Scream's landing himself with crucial kills. And the rest of the Liquid boys now need to be very cautious. Chak can't check it. He needs to check. He has to look to the left. Oh no, and Cryptix! He bests him with it. Doma's stuck in the side. He's completely detained. But Mystic, he creeps on by. They're all flanking and Cryptix could have never expected it.
The time is...
This is going to be hard. Doma lands the He headshot, but Soulcast is going to stay alive.
Just long enough. Solkas winning out that round and possibly the map on the back of it. Huge play from him today on the Sky. I've been really enjoying watching it. Man's up on 10 assists right now. But right there, that is definitely his highest impact so far. Winning out 12-11. Map point. It's not series point. Remember, it's BO5, so it has to go all the way. I also love the Killjoy to counter Killjoy ultimate. It's like, you should run. No, you know what? You should run, man. But that's one of those situations right there. You know, we're sitting screaming at the monitor. You can imagine what Beyonce's thinking, you know, to the left, and they never clear it. But you know what? Sometimes it goes that way. A close round, one that Liquid win out. Now they just need one more to close this out and give themselves 2 chances to make it to the grand finals, to face off against their longtime nemesis of G2. Let's be real, the nemesis of everybody in European Valorant. They want their chance to redeem themselves here and now. A full C push is where they look to do it.
The Seeker's coming out to Mystic. His position is known. He did destroy him. Chak's there to back him up once again. And these guys have been a tag team duo. It's enough to force Liquid away for now, and they've got plenty of time to play with. Scream had his knives out, but Link, he's fallen. SUMN, they've taken back the map control. They're ready for this. And Doma falls back because he knows, I do not need to poke this. We are in a 5v3. We cannot throw this away. We want to take it to overtime. And Liquid now, they are scrambling.
Well, this is it. We could be looking at overtime. This would be the first overtime of the tournament, right?
Oh, yes.
Going all the way, baby. Just at the right time. Semifinals always give, but let's see if Liquid have got something up their sleeves. Scream still has that ulti. The one-tap ulti. Hit the headshot, and you're good to go. He's timing it. He's waiting to push. His teammates spot one up close. The right-click misses. Oh, no. A 1v4 needed for Scream. He's got the Phantom. He's being ulted. Didn't see Boaster. 12-12. We're going all the way to OT.
Between two teams at the highest level in European Valorant. This is what we want to see. A game that goes all the way. And we've got to remember, this was SUMN's pick. They decided to have Haven as the third map here. Liquid did incredible on the first half, but then SUMN did exactly the same back to them. And now it's going to be the first to get 2 rounds in a row. They won't have all their ultimates online. You can see the numbers and how it stacks up. But Mitch, this is what we want to see for early European Valorant here in 2021. This is what we've been waiting to see.
Yes, it is, Banks. I mean, yeah, as Banks said, if you guys aren't familiar with the OT, it's a game of tennis, basically. We've hit 40, 40. I've never understood why it goes up in 15. There must be it's weird. But now we're at deuce, and you got to take advantage and it all the way. First team to lead by 2 takes it in the end. And Team Liquid, they're starting off on their defensive side. Ultimates also are halfway. That means, well, close to halfway. If you've got 6 ult points, it'll give you 3. And if your ult takes 7 to charge, up Blink, that was a headshot. But the Phantom on range, remember, within 30 to 15 meters, does 140 damage. So that player now survives on 10, up close, hoping to force a fight. And he gets taken down easily by Link, finishing off his food.
The jump up, the attempt, but it was stopped. Liquid, they didn't want to be in overtime, but can they get the all-important round? Oh, the battle back, and it's Boaster leading by example. Headshots delivered and the spike soon to be planted. Scream looking to sneak on through, but Boaster does it again. A headshot. Perfect through the box. He ults on through, but Cryptix pushes it. But it doesn't even matter because Mystic is there.
I'll be honest here, Banks, that one gave me a pit in my stomach when I saw him do that, because he almost ulted him, then he turned to the left, and you just, no, not to the left this time. That was the last half. Go to the right.
He's on a delay, Mitch, don't worry. He's only hearing us say it now.
He's hearing on the stream, to the left, Beyonce, I'll do anything for you. But no, it didn't happen this time. You
don't sound like Beyonce, mate.
Well, I've been told many times I may even sound better. No, I'm joking completely. But maybe we can do like a little karaoke for the people at home. If we end up with another long technical pause, Banks, we'll pull out some karaoke. We've had some good times before COVID. But now, 1 round in it for SUMN FC to take it across the line. This is getting pretty scary. Oh, no, that's not a real tech pause, right? They just want some karaoke.
They're literally asking you to do karaoke now, Mitch. There you go. Take the mic. Swing it away.
I don't know. You forbade me from it, Banks, last time. I would need permission, and I'd need you to join in for me to really feel comfortable. Because
how do you rope me into this? How do I have to join into this? This isn't acceptable. I'll give you the permission you need.
Is that actually the most? Oh my God! It actually is a tech pause at the most convenient time.
My fiance is saying to me and mouthing that no, do not sing, Mitch. Do not sing. So you're even being told. Keep quiet.
I had no idea tech pause was coming, but okay. I have to listen to Banks' fiance. She scares me. So we're going to have to wait. Link,
you can't mess with Russian women, mate.
That is very true. I think Link has hit 1K ping again. So, most people will refuse to ping to play on anything above 60 or 70. So I'll give Link, he's
allowed that.
A little bit of forgiveness on that one. Give him a little bit of room to play with. What timing for that as well, though, dude? Like, honestly, I feel like that hurts Liquid more than helps in a way. Having Sliggy, being able to sit there and talk to him, it's definitely going to be helpful. Link will be listening to it. He'll hear every 10th word that's said. But then you also have to sit in the fact that you're almost very close to having to win 2 straight maps to close this out. And correct me if I'm wrong, the next map will be SUMN FC's pick. I've kind of lost track of that. Oh, we have a map pick channel, don't we? Well, let me just pull this one up.
Yeah, so it was Summon's pick for Haven, Liquid's pick for Split, Ascent as a decider, mate.
Oh, okay. So they picked Split. Right. Fair enough. So, yeah, at that point, then I suppose it's a little bit less pressure on them going onto a map that they've chosen. But we are also... That's sort of the generic FPS trend of going, well, at least they picked the map. There's 5 maps in the pool. When you get to the 4th map, I don't think there's really much, oh, this is their favorite map. Like, no. It's got to be close to a mid-ground at that point, surely.
Well, the thing is, both teams on Split are very good. This is what I mean.
True.
Both these two teams are very good when you look at their past results. So no matter what happens, we know we're in for an absolute banger.
Yeah. And if you look at the most recent games for Liquid on Split, like versus Heretics, obviously they lost, but who hasn't lost to them recently? Whenever they play teams that aren't Heretics, it's usually very close or it's a win. So you got to give them at least a little bit more hope when it comes through to the next one, but especially with how close this one's been. 1 round in it as the tech pause finally disappears, and we are ready to go. Team Liquid need this to stay alive and push to another OT, and you can see SUMN FC now on the defensive side get some aggression up on A long. Mo had some backup, but they decide to, well, back up and leave the A short completely open, or mostly open for their opponents after that smoke, I'd imagine completely.
That's a smarter decision here as well. Wait it out, see what you can do. Oh, Boaster! He did it in the last round and was just hitting mad headshots. Now he's just taken Scream down, who was ready and waiting for him. Link's got no chance getting the revive in. He's walled off right side now. That's where Boaster was. And Boaster's fully committing to this. He's going to force him off. The plant can't come in. He's buying more time from him over and over again. This push can be coming in any time. Boaster, he's an absolute madman. He's a monster. He's pushing on forward. He's dominating Liquid, and this could be it. It all could be over. And Boaster is just hitting headies all day long. The 14th round is secured.
Defenders win.
And SUMN FC take us to Split with 1 game away from taking the